Welcome to Boss Talk. My name is Michelle.
And my name is Gerald.
And we are here with Justin Harris. Boss Talk is a show that discusses the person and the business behind the entrepreneur. It's also sponsored by Entrepreneur Direct, which is your one-stop shop for your first steps in entrepreneurship. So head over to joinentrepreneur-direct.com and get started. All right.
What's up, Justin?
What's going on? What's going on? How you guys doing today?
Well, thank you.
We're doing great. We're doing great. Looking good this morning, brother. Looking good this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Guys as well.
Thank you. Thank you. So you want to dive in? We got plenty of questions for Mr. Harris.
Sure. I was about to say this is Justin Harris, who is the would you say CEO? What would you say your title is for Intentional Cleaning?
I would say CEO and also managing director.
Okay, there we go. Of Intentional Cleaning. So if you could tell us just about the story of Intentional Cleaning, how you got started, what motivated you to get started, just, take us back to that period in time.
Okay. So in 2016, Intentional Cleaning was kind of just an idea that I had in my mind that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I know I wanted to do something outside of working your traditional 9 to 5. But I was kind of scared to take that leap. I was always working 9 to 5 my whole life. I didn't really know what to do what avenue I wanted to go into. Funny story is I used to work at, can I say the name of the company I used to work for? I don't want y'all to get sued.
Oh,
all right.
Is that an option?
Yeah, okay. So I used to work for Frito-Lay, and oh man, I gave a lot of hard years in there. The pay was pretty good. A lot of good people I enjoyed working with. 1 year we were working, and a lot of the big bosses were coming to our facility a lot often. I'm just like, haven't seen him before. What kind of found out is that they were coming down to look at our facilities because they were planning to move it to Maryland. They were planning to move the facility to Maryland, and either you were going to Maryland or you were getting furloughed. So I'm sitting there trying to contemplate, like, how am I going to tell my family this? My family just being me and my wife. Hey, we might have to be moving to Maryland, or I'm going to have to be taking a drive to Maryland, 5 days a week. And I'm sitting in the break room, and one of the cleaning guys come in who cleans the building. And he's coming in there chipper, and he's like, why is everybody in a bad mood? I'm like, man, we all just got told that the company, they taking a facility, it might be moving to Maryland. I'm not sure. I was like, man, that's going to affect you too. He was like, it ain't going to affect me. I said, excuse me? He says, not going to affect me. He said, I actually cleaned the building. I cleaned the building here. And I'm just like, okay, like, without us, there's no building to clean. Like, what's going to happen next? So he was explaining to me how he owns a cleaning business, and he basically works for himself, and he has plenty of contracts where this isn't going to affect him at all. So it got the wheels turning a little bit. I'm just like, okay. Now, mind you, I spoke to him direct, and he was the one that kind of put that, I would say, little seed into my spirit where it's like, okay, this is something that you might be interested in. One of my good friends there, and actually the person who actually motivated and pushed me into this business, one of my friends, Jedediah Fields, he actually took that leap, started his business, and was trying to get everybody in his circle, look, this is what we got to do. This is how we got to do it. I heard from the cleaning boy. He walked me through it. Now I got to walk y'all through it. So I actually work with him and our other good friend, Marcus, helping them get their business up and started. After a while of working under them and learning how to actually clean, because everybody don't know how to clean. Right. When your mom tell you to clean the bathroom, you already know you go in there, close the door, and spray a couple of times, and go back to what you was doing. But actually learning how to clean and how to go into commercial accounts and do it the correct way. I said, oh, you know what? This is something I can actually do. This is something that I can see a future in. And one more quick story is that it's just crazy. I could be transparent on here, right?
Right, absolutely.
So I have a problem my whole life. and I think Michelle, you can attest to this, and you too, big homie, that I'm late for everything. I'm surprised that I was on time for this. I'm late for everything. So I always had an issue with being late. And right before I actually stepped out and stopped working my 9 to 5 at Frito-Lay, I went through like a whole month with being late every single day. And I was getting in trouble. I was getting written up. And I'm a little cocky. I'm just like, I'm one of the best people here. You ain't about to do nothing to me. Like, so what if I'm 15 minutes late? So what if I'm an hour late? I get my job done. So I had one of my friends clock me in and out, and I got caught.
Okay.
And they were doing an investigation.
Still in bed.
He was like, we finally got him.
We got him.
So at the same time that happened, I actually was in the process of starting my business. And that same day where I was getting called back to come in for an investigation, I got a phone call for one of my first big accounts. It was dollar for dollar the same amount I was making at Frito-Lay.
Wow.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I did without any notice.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay.
That seemed like divine intervention.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Listen, man.
Yeah, that was law of attraction as well. All put together. It seems like you had it in your head for a while. You put in the energy as far as being mentored. You went out there, and what I always say, you got to serve before you can lead. And you actually did that. You served in the service area. You actually worked for your friends, learned it, and then you decided to say, "Listen, I'm gonna step out on my own and become an owner as well." So I think it's a beautiful story all the way around the board because it shows community economics. It's 4 different people that I believe shared this information, which people say they don't share information. So it came from the cleaning guy that didn't really have a relationship with you guys to Jebediah, right? To you. So that's community economics right there. All 3 of you guys share information, and then that not being in a space to be able to support your family on entrepreneurship. So I love to hear stories like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was truly a blessing. Because I think us as a people, we don't like to share information sometimes, or we get that stigma that we don't like to share information sometimes. I think that's the only way we can actually pay it forward and grow is by sharing information. That's one of the reasons. Not only do I have my cleaning business, but I started my mentorship. I started the mentorship because even back then, the vision was always there. I know I wanted to work for myself. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I also know I wanted to help young men, young Black men at that. I wanted to help them grow in areas of life, business, and just be successful. And I didn't know how to do that. But now it's just like, all right, this is the perfect opportunity for me to be able to pour in just like somebody poured into me.
Right.
Absolutely. That's huge.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess a piggyback question off of your story of intentional cleaning is how have you developed the consistency and relationships necessary to sustain your business?
And honestly, through trial and error. I'll be honest with you, through trial and error. When I first started, one thing I tell all my mentees that you want to come into this business with a plan. You have to come in with a plan. This business is fast. The money come easy. You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. If you're not disciplined and have a plan of execution of what you're trying to do, you're not going to be able to be successful. So when I came in the game, and like I told you, my first big contract, it was matching my dollar amount what I was making at Frito-Lay.
Right.
So, I'm like, I'm here. You got to tell me twice, I'm here. Yeah, and then the contracts kept rolling in. But the thing was, I wasn't in position. I wasn't in position. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't do my homework. I wasn't dedicated to my business. I was treating it like a 9 to 5. I was treating it like a job. I would, go in, clean a building, come home, hang out with my wife, or play video games, hang out with the fellas. Like I wasn't poured into my business. I wasn't in love with my business. I just was treating it like a 9 to 5. But after the growth happened, where I was at the highest points and came back down, crashing down, and was like, wait a minute, I only got like 3 accounts. Like I got to figure this thing out. You know, I really had to figure this thing out and worry about building relationships with my clients that I can sustain these contracts. And also, too, I can get recommended to, you know, people in their industry to be able to grow my business. I was trying to figure out, all right, how could I make this bigger? You know, I want to do more than just commercial cleaning. I need to learn, you know, floor care. I need to learn how to clean glass property. I need to know specialty services. I tell all my mentees that commercial cleaning is a $1 billion industry. $1 billion industry. There's no way I'm touching the Billy just off cleaning. So if I can get a crumb off this thing, I'm cool.
Yeah,
right. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I like the fact that you said like falling in love with your business, that distinction, because 9 to 5 is completely different than having like your own child, your own baby. Like that's somebody else's baby that you end up somewhat benefiting off of, right? But to have something that you got to nourish, you got to take care. It's kind of like the grandma versus the parent, right? It's like the grandma comes from time to time and does whatever she wants and she has fun. No matter what, she's gonna be grandma, right? That's kind of like the 9 to 5. But when you got the kid, it's there every day. It's getting on your nerves every day. You got to be there, you got potty train, you got to do all those things. So I think everybody needs to hear that you do really have to fall in love with your business, because when you're in love, you deal with it when you don't want to. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And you know what too? Also too, like the name of my business is Intentional Cleaning. You got to be intentional in every aspect of your business. You know, it's not just you going in there just, you know, cleaning the facilities you're at. You have to be able to represent your business when nobody's looking. You know, when I'm cleaning in the middle of the night, somebody's not coming in at 10 a.m. You know, they had to be able to still know that, okay, whoever was in here put a stamp on this thing. You know, when I'm talking to somebody about my business, they need to see how passionate I am about growing my business and how in love I am with it. And like I said, you know, it's about being intentional in every aspect of that.
Absolutely. And that shows the passion, even how you named it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a mission there.
Energy.
Yeah, it's an energy, it's a mission there, you know what I mean? You plan on being intentional about everything that you do, and that's already in the name. I'm always big on hip hop and how everybody's name,
Death Row,
kind of follow through.
Murdering, how it ended.
It's power in words.
Absolutely, for sure. So, how difficult or easy has it been to find balance in your work life and relationship?
Oh man,
it's being an entrepreneur.
So you mean like in my marriage life, in my business?
Absolutely. Everything, your whole life. We're talking about the person in the business. So
man, it's
got to balance.
Y'all family, so y'all know me. I'm easygoing. I smile a lot. I'm real laid back. That's how I'm able to be in a marriage with somebody I'm married to a strong Black woman. Very strong Black woman. A lot of people can't handle strong Black women. No disrespect to the strong Black women out there, because they are amazing. They are amazing, and they carry a energy with them, which is just super dope. My personality is real laid back, real. I won't say sit back and watch, but I like to observe situations before they happen. It took me a while to not be able to approach that in my business. Because of my business, Justin Harris and intentional can't be the same person. I can't be laid back and observe in my business. I'm the one in charge. I'm the owner. It was kind of hard because I'm so used to asking for my wife's opinions for a lot of things that this isn't her area of expertise. That you know, she's giving me information about things in my business, and it's like, well, I wouldn't do that. But usually, this is the discussion where me being the boss is like, nah, it's my decision. It's my final decision. So at first it was tough. It was tough for me because I had to find that balance. I had to, like I said, through trial and error, I had to fail a couple times. You know, sometimes the business get all the love and I'm neglecting love at home. Sometimes wife is getting all the love and the business is like, yo, dog, we gotta eat. So it's definitely a competitive balance. I'll tell you a funny story. One of my biggest contracts to this day, we did the post-construction clean for the name's escaping me, but the prison where Bill Cosby's at. I always call it University of Phoenix, but it's not called University of Phoenix. It's called like Phoenix. It's something Phoenix. But the It was so long ago. It's like I escaped my mind because I got like PSC from it. It was crazy. But I was talking to my wife and I was telling her, I said, yo, I'm about to grab this contract. I said, I don't know how we gonna do it, but I'm gonna make it work though. And she was like, wait, what? And I told her how big it was. It was 1,000,000 square feet, a million square feet. And I ain't have a crew. I just had my three. Like I had to get a whole crew together for this. And she's just like, you not ready for this. Like, what are you doing? Like, this not it. And I always brought that to her, like, yo, what if I didn't take that contract? I wouldn't be able to grow intentional like this. But, and this is the part where the growth comes in that, is that for me, I spent like a little bit of time always just using it as a chip. Like, man, you didn't want me to take this contract. This is our biggest contract in our business. But at the same time, that's my partner. This wasn't her vision. She couldn't see it. I had to show it to her. Once I showed her that I can do it and it was obtainable, oh, she was all on that.
Yeah.
She was all on that. I was about to put her on payroll to work that job. But it's just that it showed me that, you know what, I'm the one with the vision. I had to be able to, you know, I can talk to her and we can talk about it and try to figure it out. But ultimately, it's my decision, and it's also I had to be able to show her that this is possible, that this is real, that, you know, I'm not just shooting. Can I curse on here?
Yeah, see why not? Yeah.
Man, y'all that.
Ask that question.
No, you know, I'm gonna save my curse words. I had to be able to show her that it was possible, that, you know, the vision was real, that this is really was something that, you know, I'm passionate about this. Like, no matter if I don't have a plan right now, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to figure it out. We're going to eat off this and we're going to be successful at this. And you know, she was all on board after that. She was all on board. It's not too many things I tell her now in the business that she shut down. She might give me but but now it's just like, you know what? I got faith you're gonna get it done. Just rock out.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
that belief system is everything. You know what I mean? Like on both sides, you know, somebody believing in you, knowing that, you know, that they got your back and they're encouraging you. That's everything. You can run right through a wall with that.
Yeah, you need that, man. If she wasn't gassing me up, I'd be lost.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So, do you ever experience any, I guess, fears or anxieties? Maybe not, well, I don't know, maybe now as well, more so, you know, than in the beginning. But have you ever felt any fear or anxiety around your business? And if so, how do you deal with it?
Oh, man. Since we family, it's just only us three here and nobody else can watch it. Yeah, absolutely. I deal with anxiety every day about this. And it's not the fact that the anxiety comes because I guess it's not too much fear anymore because I'm in it, I'm doing it, we're growing.
Yeah.
I catch myself a lot telling my wife, I'm just like, yo, I'm really doing this. Like, I'm really out here.
Yeah.
like we really doing real numbers out here. Like we in competition with some real big fish. And it's like, man, like our name kind of rang bells a little bit.
What's up?
I don't do any, not too much. I don't do too much promotion. You might catch me on Instagram a little bit. I do have an Instagram page. It's like one picture on there. And to be moving the way we move it, it's nothing but God for me. It's nothing but God for me. Every time I have my anxiety, and I do get anxiety. You're going to get this in your business. If you don't have that knot in your stomach when you know you're coming across a real situation, then for me, I feel like the passion isn't there. Right. But what I have done is I started to just get back to basics, get back down to my foundation where, you know what, I had to give myself on a regular schedule. So when I wake up in the morning, first thing I'm doing for anything, before I kiss my wife, before I turn over and look at her when she's home, I'm giving glory to God for just allowing me to wake up, giving me another opportunity to do whatever's on the plate today, or I had to get done, that you're allowing me to do it. I'm praying, I'm in my word. It's taking my mind away from what I have to do. Like, it's getting me prepared for the day. It's setting the table for what's to come. Because once I start doing that, everything flows so much easier. And I will say, once I deviate from that plan, it goes south every time. Every time. And like I told you, I'm a person where I'm trying to learn, and I'm working on obedience, and I'm working on just sticking to a schedule and a routine. So I'm good to get off my schedule. I'll wake up in the morning. I'll definitely, if I'm like the Sixers had a crazy game last night, I might cut on the phone, ESPN real quick. Next thing you know, I'm running. They're like, man, why I got a headache at 12 o'clock?
Right. Yeah. Well, when you talk about anxiety, it's something that Shell brings up a lot. You know what I mean? And I never really used the word until we got together. So, but I do understand where the anxiety comes from, and where I feel like it's an issue is, and I want to ask you about it is, I have this thing called the no look back zone, right? And the no look back zone is basically where you're at in your business, where you're just comfortable. You like, it's not going to fail, or it's not like we're never going to be questioning bills, or we're never going to have like a crazy slump. And sometimes I'm like, is there that? You know what I mean? Is there that? And do you feel that? Or do you feel like there's a point in your business financially or passively, or something that you can get, a contract and get, or something that you can get and be like, that's it. Like we ain't messing up no more. Like it can't happen.
I've been there. I felt very confident in what I do. I felt like you said, no look back zone. I ain't looking back. I'm shooting that thing and I'm walking. You know, I'm not worried about it no more. But I had situations where, you know, we had contracts locked up, everything but a signature, and I got my team ready to move, and they just like, oh, by the way, we can't move forward with the contract because X, Y, and Z. And like I said, you got people in position. You already spent the money 10, 20 ways already. And it's tough. It's tough. Like it's hard to not remember those times when you had big events coming up. You know, it's kind of hard not to look back. You got to train yourself to stay in that mindset. And not even that, like, I mean, y'all know my story. I was down first half of this year. We was up, like, you know, we was up. We was doing really well in my business and her businesses. And all of a sudden I got sick. Right. I never a day of my life was spent a night in the hospital. And I actually, just by the grace of God, something just told me that night to go to the hospital that night. I actually dropped my wife off home and went back to the hospital. And I was in there for like you know, y'all came to see me, you know, love y'all for that forever. Absolutely. But I was in there for like a week. I was in there for a week, and I was down for my business for almost 6 months. And the anxiety of that is like, I'm not gonna be able to get this job back. I'm not gonna be able to build it back up where it needs to be built. And also too, it's just like, man, I talk so heavy about this 9 to 5, and I'm about to really go back to a 9 to 5. Right. And I ain't got no skills. So just, you know, the anxiety part is real, because just like, you know, what am I going to do? But then that also, in that period of time, that was also God sitting me down, and telling me, one, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Like, I got you. Something greater is coming, but I need to sit you down and get you prepared for this. Like, you know, you got to get back down to that foundation. You had to get back down to knowing that I'm the one that supplies all your needs. So you got to put your trust in me. I think I told you this. I think I told you when I was in the hospital talking to you guys, I had so many vivid dreams about God and my business and my wife and family. It was amazing. It was like, wow, I never dreamed like that before. So I knew something was coming, but when you're home dealing with your situation each and every day, it's hard to remember something that was told to you in a dream when you're dealing with it in reality.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's a beautiful explanation. I get that. I get two things out of that. That should help everybody. Help me is that you do enough work. It's like a Kobe Bryant thing. Like to get to the no look back zone, maybe there is none, but you do so much work ahead of time, and you always putting in work. You never laid back, that it kind of overflows. And then also your faith. You know what I mean? So between the work ethic and your faith, it ended up paying it out all day, every day. And that's those two ingredients might be the look back zone, right? So just putting in all the work and knowing that God has you forever, that you know that I mean, what I can't work out is going to be worked out. But when I am able, you know, sound mind, body, and soul, I'm working. I'm putting it in.
I'm
so
good.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. I was about to say, and from what you said, you know, taking a shot and walking away, that sticks out vividly in my head because that shows the level of, as Gerald would say, the ability to pull the trigger. A lot of people get to that point and they're scared to actually make a decision. But you're both saying not only do you make the decision, but you make it in decisiveness and you make it in faith so that you can walk away and not have anxiety about what's been done. You can take your best shot and leave it alone.
Listen, we ain't doing no pump fakes over here.
Huh?
We ain't doing no pump fakes over here.
No pump
Straight
fakes.
gunner, straight gunner.
Yeah, it's like the Vikings. They used to say when they went to war that they'll go across the sea and then they'll burn their boats.
Wow, I never heard that.
Yeah, they'll burn their boats when they go over to the enemy's territory. So it just is what it is.
Yeah,
I love that.
Viking mentality.
Hey, I love that.
So I have to say, because I heard you mention before about your Instagram. Anybody I invite on here, I look at their Instagram to see, you know, anything I can gain from it, anything. So no, you don't have one picture on there. You have two. So how exactly are you? I mean, in an age where we put so much emphasis on social media and social media presence, how are you thriving in your business with really no Instagram presence for intentional cleaning?
I'll be honest with you, it's nothing but the grace of God. And that reminds me all the time that everybody I come across in this business, we talk, you know, I talk to other cleaners, I talk to other business owners, and they always say, what's your social media presence? And I said, well, I don't have one. And they say, what? They're like, so you just getting started? I'm like, no, I'm out here. And it's a reminder for myself that it's nothing that I'm doing. It's nothing that I'm doing. Like, honestly, it really is. It was already planned. It was already ordained. It was already that he had a purpose for my life that I'm just walking into. You know, I'm walking into this, you know, he's ordaining my footsteps to be able to be successful long as I follow the blueprint in what I'm doing. Now, is that to say that I don't need a social media presence? Yeah, I definitely need one because I could be probably getting a whole lot more, but I'm getting a lot of just recommendations. I'm getting a lot of me just emailing, calling, and people are falling in love with the aspect that I am a young Black man. My wife is a part of my team. She's my quote unquote back office. I don't like to tell nobody she's my back office until they really get to know us. They're like, wait, man, I seen you kiss that girl. Like, that's my wife. But
I can kiss that girl.
Yeah. like, you know, it's we have a family business where it's just like I'm really personal. I want to give my best. I want to show you what our business is made of. I want to show you that we're really excited to be able to service your account. We're thankful for the opportunity to be able to be in this position to service your account. And people love that idea. And like people have really been recommending us in some really high places.
Right.
That's awesome.
Beautiful. And I would contest to this, like just working with a lot of entrepreneurs and understanding a lot of stuff that's needed. Like Justin, you got a lot of intangibles that most entrepreneurs aren't aware of, right? So the humbleness, the gratitude, the things that you keep reiterating throughout this, that's not even, you know, people say the right thing at the right time. It's made up within you. So you're attracting everything you are. You know, I mean, you are a family man. You get what I'm saying? Like all those things, those are things that kind of lead people astray. The fact that they don't have these intangibles, right? You have the discipline. You got all these things that I'm seeing within you that is going to have the longevity that you have outside of social media, because social media is fine and well, but it's a lot of illusion there. And it seems like it's all real when you talk about Justin Harris. So that's what I respect about you. You know what I mean? So the social media stuff come and go, and I'm sure you'll build that up. But the reason why you having some real success is because you genuinely care about what you do and you a genuine real guy. So
I appreciate it.
Agreed. So how has being an entrepreneur impacted your life all around, like the character building, all aspects of it?
Yeah, you know what? Big homie, I think I'm gonna credit you for this. I think I've seen you put this up the other day when I was when I was on social media. I think it was you. You put something up like, now, I'm probably gonna butcher it, so you gotta clean it up for me. But it was and it's crazy. As soon as I seen it, it clicked. I said, "Yo, that's the formula right there." It was something like being an entrepreneur. It gives you time, or it buys. I think the whole goal is about freedom, right?
Yeah.
We all want to be free. Like we all want to be able to do what we want to do, and want to be able to do what we can do. And it affected my life because I'm so busy, and I'm not just busy in my business. I'm not busy in my family. Family being me and my wife. I actually have 4 nieces, 1 nephew, a sister. That we just lost my mom and my grandmother, the pillars of our family. It's just me and her. So now I have to pour more time in with my family now. That is like, all right, I got to pick up some pieces. And being an entrepreneur has blessed me where I was able to take my nephew all summer long for his first year of football. That's something I always wanted to do. I wanted to spend time with him. I always was super busy, but I was like, yo, I really just carved out time a whole summer for me and him to do football, and shout out to the Audi Eagles. We won the chip. So that's right there. Yeah, his first year. But it's the timepiece that it's just impacting my life, that where I'm able to spend time with my wife. I'm able to be home when she gets off of work. And that was big for me, definitely in our marriage where, when one person's coming home to an empty house and one person's going to bed without the other person, it's kind of hard to build that trust and love and that foundation that you need, because you're missing so much important time. In the beginning of the interview, you were saying that, Big Homie, that the foundation is what we need, is what's important. Like that's how you start your foundation building, by little things like that. Like, me and my wife been married for 8 years that, we're still building on. We're still working. We're still in love. We're still doing silly stuff. It's just that's what entrepreneurship gave me, that I love, that I'm able to just spend a lot of time with my family and be able to just be lazy on days I want to be lazy.
Yeah, I heard that.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you got something from that. So the line is money doesn't buy you happiness, but money gives you time, and time gives you freedom, and freedom makes you happy. So I'm glad you definitely got something out of that, because
I love that, John. But I was like, I was reciting it all when I seen it. I was like, ain't no way in the world I'm able to tell somebody about this. I screenshotted it in my phone.
I'm glad you got something out. That's why I study these things. It's not something I made up. It's things that I study as an entrepreneur and just refueling myself, but just really, really understand entrepreneurship. And what I always stress to entrepreneurs is that money comes, but it's a lot of, like you said, intangibles, like how you have. There's a lot of intangibles within yourself and in the world that you get, because when you talk about God and you talk about nature and everything like that, you talk about abundance. And you talk about how things are supposed to be. And tangible money wasn't involved in abundance. Abundance is having all your needs taken care of, right? So that's abundance. That's past money. And then your time, you can't get back. So what you're investing in is things that you love. And so many people invest in 9 to 5 and it doesn't give them back anything but money. That's why they're unfulfilled. But like, when I invest, like you're mentoring, and when I mentor, and I'm invited to a graduation, I might have mentored somebody in 9th grade and 8th grade. I'm forgetting. I get that call like, yo, he graduated, and it's just I'm sitting there like, I'm part of this. They thought of me like,
that's an awesome feeling.
They're amazing.
Yeah, because you actually invested in a human being. Like you invested in your nephew, your niece, and you always want to do those things, but sometimes you are a slave to your job. And the freedom, that actual freedom to be able to spend the last 3 years with my grandma, I could be able to, in the middle of the day, go see her. You know what I mean? the time that I'm able to spend with my children and take them out to projects and stuff like that. Whereas though my mom loved me to death, but she always had to work 2 jobs.
Right.
Always. So she's saying, go to college and do this, that, and third. And I'm like, I get it, but you hate your job, cuz. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, why would I do that? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we do the opposite of we don't do what they say, we do what we say, right? And I saw her not happy, even though she provided and did all those things. It's like, I don't want to be unhappy. Like, you don't like those people. I hear you complain every time you come back.
Absolutely.
So I need to put myself in a position where I don't have to do that. So just to piggyback on your point, man, and I always say that time is everything. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I love that. I love that. And there's something you say about your family. I always forget about this part of my story and my journey is that, you know, my mother was the foundation is before the cleaning guy. Before I seen the guy at Frito-Lay, my mom used to clean houses when I was younger. And she used to take me with her. Mm-hmm. And I used to be like, yo, you working a regular job. Why are we coming here? And she do it for extra money. But it got to the point where she was doing it because she loved the people she was doing it for. And, you know, those people were blessing our family. And, you know, clearly she was blessing them by cleaning their homes. But a couple of her clients that she had put me through camp, me and my sister through Catholic school.
Abundant.
Yes.
And it was like, when I got older, I'm putting the pieces together. I'm like, I actually just tried to put my nephew in the summer camp that I went to when I was younger. I went to a sports camp. So I'm telling my sister, I'm like, yo, man, I wasn't enough to go to, you know, the camp I went to. We're going to put them in there. I just checked on prices. I said, oh, yeah, you sick. I ain't doing that. I said, no way. And I said, I don't know how she was pouring this joint back in the day. And then my sister told me, she was like, yo, remember Miss Collodner? Miss Collodner paid for you to go to camp. And I was like, what? But I put it together just like, you know what my mom instilled in me when I was younger, when she poured into me, I took that and I made it into a business. You know, she didn't do commercial work, she did residential. But I'm just like, all right, I can do this. You know, it was already in me at a young age.
Right.
Yep, and that's to the point I'm saying, abundance. Yeah. That's what abundance is. And people need to be clear on what abundance is. It's having your needs taken care of outside of money. So for example, my kids needed daycare. It was a time that I had somebody take care of that. I didn't have to pay for that. You get what I'm saying? That's abundance. When you look up how much that is in the course of a year, that's a lot. If I want to be able to get in a position that somebody else has to pay for it, I might have a relationship and I bless that person. And that's because we have a relationship. They put me in that position. So abundance, man, sometimes money won't even get you in the spaces that doing the right thing and God's abundance will do for you.
Thinking about what you just said, I think that it's the total opposite. I think it's not the total opposite, but money, I don't think will ever get you to a place that you are ordained to be. I think there's only one way to do that. Like
you can't.
Yeah, it's just not. You're not even playing within the same realm of what needs to be done in order to make this thing happen. Which I feel like is a whole other conversation that will continue for 2 hours. Maybe that's a conversation the 4 of us can have over drinks or something.
Oh, you already know. You already know.
But to my last question, because we're almost hitting that mark. That's why I put this timer on, because we're about to be out here like with your wife.
Hey, we like to talk.
Absolutely. For any entrepreneurs who are watching this, who are in a relationship with an entrepreneur or even not in a relationship with an entrepreneur, what advice do you have for them? And also, if there's anything that we did not ask you that you would like to contribute to the conversation that you think would help somebody watching it, please let us know.
I would say, so for me, honestly, and I'll be transparent with you, and y'all know this. Like I said, y'all family. I ain't got a front in front of y'all. My wife, man, she is, like I said, she's a strong Black woman. She's a strong Black woman. She is my rock. You know, I've been down for so long. I won't say so long. I'm beating myself up. But the last year been really rough. Like I said, I lost my grandmother, who was, you know, a pillar of our family. And right back after that, I lost my mom. Then I got sick. It was just blow after blow after blow.
Right.
My business didn't miss a beat. And my business didn't miss a beat because my wife is my partner. She's my business partner. You know, she's my accountability partner. she's the person when I'm down and she sees me down, she's like, yo, look, I got it. I'm gonna run this rock. You know, let me run it, sit on the bench for a while. I got it. And as a man, it's so hard, and it was very humbling to sit back and watch your women go, woman, or your lady. That's why I say lady most of the time. Watch your lady go out there and get it, where you know she's handling her responsibilities, and you know she's taking over where you can't. You know, I was in a position where, not that I didn't want to, I literally physically I couldn't do anything. You know, I couldn't talk to my workers. I was at a hard time. I had to relearn, you know, motor skills and all that.
Right.
And my business really, I mean, we lost some work, but you know, by the grace of God and also by my wife and the foundation that we built, she kept things moving like a beast. And you know what? I just encourage, you know, entrepreneurs who are in a relationship, you know, whether you have somebody you really trust, you have somebody you're married to, you have somebody you deeply care about, like, you know, fully commit to that person, because that's the recipe to be able to grow, to be able to do the things in this earth you was meant to be, because it takes two of us. You know, some people are getting it by themselves, and I acknowledge that. But when me and her together, I know we are unstoppable. Like we a wrecking force. You know, we're a power couple. And that's because I have trust in her and she has trust in me, that neither one of us is going to harm each other, you know, in our marriage, in our business. Like we have full just trust. Now, it took a long time from when we were kids, and you know, Michelle and Leslie were in the college dorms with D's. She wasn't even Kendall. Like now, she just Kendall, but back then she was D. Like, you know, we went through our growing pains. It took a while for us to get to this point, but it's so fun now to look back at those times and just be like, yo, this is crazy. Like we really got some years into this thing, and we got businesses to show for it. Like, you know, we're married, you know, our families is growing. It's a dope experience, man. So I definitely would just encourage anybody to just find love, man. Find love. Love is important. It's so important.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I completely agree. I have it here, and it actually brings another point that we can, you know, somewhat close out on, that you're saying you dropping a lot of jewels. We really appreciate you. So a lot of people don't understand that that's another spiritual thing. So where one or two come together, you know, whether you believe in the universe, you believe in God, things are attracted, right? So you know the line, one or two come together in His name, things happen, right? Especially with complete belief. And also in business, it's also the first level of mastermind. So you and your wife is always the first level of mastermind. Like I remember the story of Thomas Edison, right? And was it Thomas Edison that created electricity? The inventions?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Thomas Edison that made all the inventions. But yeah, so but long story short, through all the inventions that he made, his wife was there through all of them, and it was actually his business partner and helped him develop these. So when all the patents, 500 patents was wrong, he had 2 that was right, that made him so famous. She was there, and then I read Napoleon Hill and just all great men. A lot of it started with that mastermind, right? So when you pillow talk and stuff like that, if you have that individual on your side and you guys are completely sold, on what it is that you're here to do and how to help each other do that and accomplish it, is nothing like that. And other people attract to it. Other people draw to it. And
certainty.
Yeah, it's certainty. It starts with the husband and wife, but even if you just have a partner, a business partner, if you guys have that belief system and you guys are sold out with each other, a lot of people want to follow that, man. And you're going to attract a lot of great things. So
it's an awesome blueprint. Like it's a great blueprint to have so you can model, and like you said, you can pour down to, you know, for you guys, the kids, we can pour down to our nieces and nephews. Like if you have a solid blueprint that you can follow, but you have to be able to draw up that blueprint though. You know, it's going to take some learning. It's going to take some pulling and some fighting, but if y'all consistent with it and build that foundation, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, for the people who think it's an overnight process, how long have you and Kendall actually been together? I know you said married 8 years, but in total time, how long have you guys been together?
Yo, and I said married 8 years, and I've really just thought about it. This is our ninth. This we going to 9 right now, but we've been, oh my gosh. I
Yes.
knew Kendall since she was 17.
Mhm.
17. Yo, man. And our story
Overnight
crazy.
process.
Yo, that joint overnight process. Like, that girl crazy. Y'all hear me? But at the same time, though, I told us all the time, like, the greatest gift God ever gave me was her. Greatest gift he ever gave me was her, because I never, ever, ever in my life met a woman. And that time she wasn't even fully a woman yet.
Right.
Yeah, like she was 17, she was a kid.
Yeah.
But somebody with her vision, her plan on life, like our conversations were so different. She helped me grow as a man. Like I was, fitted cap to the side, regular Philly dude, all want to talk about sports. And our conversations were so different. And it was just like, wait a minute, where this coming from? This is always in me, and she's pulling it out. She's pulling it out. She's helping me turn into the man that I am today. And I always when my prayers, I'm just like, yo, thank you for bringing that one in my life. Like that could have went left or right, but you kept us on that straight path that she get on my nerves and I get on her nerves. And I'm pretty sure I get on her nerves a lot more than she get on my nerves. Like, for real.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that, because iron certainly sharpens iron, and I mean, knowing both of you, it shows. I'm gonna say it shows in your relationship what you guys offer each other and the balance that you bring to each other. So
yeah, I mean, you being real humble right now. Like you seen us, like we was goofy. We was goofy, man.
I mean, it's a growing process. And,
Yeah.
That's one of those things. I mean, we're passing time now, but I'll just briefly say this. It's you guys are a relationship that I was grateful for seeing. I was blessed to come from a 2-parent household. So watching my parents as I grew up, that was always a solid relationship for me to look at. But as far as a peer group and being younger and growing up and seeing what love can be, especially since our generation is so crazy in love, seeing 2 people, despite what was happening, because it was moments of goofiness, but it wasn't like it was like anything to stop. It was just a growth process.
Yeah, it was just growth. That's all.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nobody that's not goofy as their teenagers.
Absolutely.
So y'all are completely exempt from being goofy as teenagers and also in your early 20s. So there's nobody that do that. But I think she's attesting to the levels, because I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, with your parents, when you see it, it's like it's already somewhat perfected, or they already got it down.
It kind of feels like a given.
Yeah. But you see, she see the travel with you guys where you're almost at that sustaining point of their parents, or you guys are really at the sustaining point of her parents.
I feel like look, my parents know you guys, and it's like it's a given.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate that. We really do. Like, and we really pride ourselves right now, and that's one of the things I'm grateful for her about, is that, like I said, she helped me grow into the man I am today. I know we wrap it up. I'll make it quick. She helped me grow into the man I am today, which I'm forever grateful for. But the people she brought into my life, like, honestly, if it wasn't for, you, Leslie, Rachel, like the crew, like when I was in the hospital, y'all, like, she broke down a couple times, and me being her partner, I couldn't be there for her because I'm in the hospital bed. All I can do is tell her it's going to be all right. In the back of my mind, I'm like, no, it ain't. But to see y'all come through that door, and y'all came in there and y'all lifted her up, that's why I'm like, yo, this is what family's about. For you bringing Gerald in our life, that's like, how many people has Gerald lift up in our circle? That's like
many.
and it's the humbleness about it, where he not doing it just to get a pat on the back. He do it because he genuinely loves you, and it's like, all right, look, these people you consider family, they my family now. He tell me that all the time, like, yo, I really consider you family. Like, yeah, it's given. You know what I mean? So I'm very appreciative of those relationships because it's more than friends. And for me, it's almost deeper than family because this is stuff that lasts forever. Forever because we're all building towards something that we can all go on vacation and talk about over some wine. Like, you know what I mean? And some cigars stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. Beautiful.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I want to say this at the end because I never knew.
Yeah, you wrap up.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up. Yeah, because I never knew that you started the mentee thing. So I'm gonna put you on the spot, but we're gonna talk about it afterwards because I want you part of Entrepreneur Direct. Like basically, the concept of Entrepreneur Direct, one area is where we market for people that want to educate, right? So I don't know if you got courses or anything like that, but not for the kids. The kids usually get it for free and stuff like that. But for adults, if you want to teach people how to do it, and I know you don't have the time, we create a passive way to do it. I teach people how to do it a passive way. I help them create courses. And if somebody want to learn cleaning, I suggest they should learn from Justin Harris.
Agreed.
You get what I'm saying?
We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
I would love to have you on board. I'm gonna talk to you more behind the scenes about that, man.
And that's my fault. Like I said, that goes for me, not really promoting. Because y'all family, y'all should have been the first to know I got a mentorship.
Honest, man, you got the heart for it, so it just makes sense. It really, to me, it would only have been the time that you have in your life. Right. You know what I mean? But I know you got the heart for it. I know you want to. You similar to me. It's like some of this information and what you've been through saved your life, put you in the right area, and you see it not robbery. You got to share it with the youth to make sure, hey, cleaning might not be for you, but if it is, bro, listen, you can make a nice living, you can do this and thing. You know what I mean? And that's what Entrepreneur Direct is about. It's like, all right, those schools that they didn't teach us those things. They didn't teach us how to be an entrepreneur. So I want to have as many different entrepreneurs because the entrepreneur I am might not be for you. But Justin Harris, you got cleaning business, and kid, instead of doing this, you need to follow him, and I can point you in the right direction with him.
Yeah.
And I'll always tell people, you know, being like starting a cleaning business, you don't have to. This isn't something that you want to, if you don't want to do this for the rest of your life, that's cool, not a problem. But the money you can make from this, use this as a vehicle to do what you want. If you want to get into real estate, use this. This is great startup money. Like you can really do some real damage in the world with the money you make from cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Agreed. Well, I'm not asking any more questions because we really will be here for 2 more hours.
Yeah, we appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
I love y'all.
Yeah, we absolutely.
Love you too, bro.
Thank you, Jay. Love you too, man. But I guess we should wrap up. You wrap. Hi, this has been Boss Talk. But thank you, Justin, for coming out. It feels weird calling you Justin. I'm gonna just call you Jay.
Thank you. It was weird hearing it.
Yeah. But thank you, Jay, for joining us. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate all the knowledge that you share with us, all the jewels you share with us. We appreciate the person you are personally in our lives, but also the person you are as a Black man in the world and doing what's necessary for those around you, because it's a great example.
You represent as well.
Yes, we need those pillars of strength, and you are one. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. Y'all know I love y'all to death, man. I tell people about y'all all the time. You know, my circle is small. My circle is dumb small, but best believe y'all got a seat up in that thing. Like I might not call as much as I need to, but best believe I'm talking about y'all and I'm putting y'all names in rooms.
We appreciate
you. We appreciate you, man. Until your significant other, the boss lady that we said hello to. Enjoy the rest of your day, brother.
I sure was. You're probably in there air hustling, but I will. Yeah.
Hey.
Rosie.
All right. Talk to y'all later.
See you guys later.
All right, y'all. Love y'all.